Hello, hello, hello. Hey, friends. Svava Brooks here. If you're watching the replay, thank you so much for checking this out. My name is Svava Brooks. I'm abuse survivor coach, and I like to support my friends on the healing journey after child abuse and trauma. And I do that here. Hey, friends. I like to be here live Tuesdays and Thursdays at 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 7 p.m. Eastern, where I engage in a heart-to-heart conversations with fellow survivors on this journey. I'm abuse survivor coach, and I work one-on-one with adult survivors of trauma and love to blog and run online support groups. It's all about community, community, community. We do not heal in isolation, my friends. Yes, we can, but it's way, way harder. Hey, friends. So, hey, Nora. Hey, friends. I got 2 streams going here. I apologize on Periscope. It's in broadcast mode only, my friends. I'm running the live chat over on YouTube. So if you'd like to jump in and join the conversation, please head on over to YouTube and search for my name or the name of the book, and you will find us. Oh, hey there. Hey, I thought it was Nora. It is Sue. You're still in San Antonio, my friend. How are you enjoying the river walk? Anybody else here from San Antonio who enjoys the river walk? We all just got back from our retreat. Oh my goodness, it's hard to believe that it was just this past weekend. I just came home late last night. So, hey friends, welcome, welcome, welcome. So are you enjoying your visit around town, Sue? And I know that a few of our friends are in the air traveling home. We had our very first, you just had food. Nora's there too. Well, mwah, mwah, mwah. Give Nora hugs and kisses from me. We just had our very first Hope for Healing retreat. And I dare to say it was a smashing success. My heart is still so full from our gathering and being together. And for some of us, right, we were meeting face to face for the very first time after hanging out here on the internet for over a year. So what joy that was. I was actually sharing a little bit with my husband this morning as we were catching up, right? I've been gone for almost a week, and he was in tears. He was in tears when I was sharing with him. All confidential, of course, but just sharing some of the experiences that people were having and just enjoying being together. Yep, it was awesome. It was good. It was good. So I know a few of our friends have missed us. I've been getting a few private messages. Hey, Svava, why aren't you online? What happened? Where'd you go? So I was anxious to get back into our usual routine, right? Because it's not good when your community just disappears on you. So I've been sending a few private messages to let people know we're back. We're back. And if anybody's curious to learn more about our community, we do have a closed Facebook page where I post a page of the day in our group. Yep. And then the group members will share their journal entries. And then we get feedback and comments and support when some of those days, what we're being asked to take a look at as part of our healing feels big and heavy at times. So, but I love the courageous sharing that keeps showing up here. And that's the other thing I hope you guys saw after coming together this weekend, just how powerful that support has been for you guys. And of course, even more now that you guys some of you got to meet face to face. So just beautiful, beautiful. So how is the weather still in San Antonio? Flew out from San Antonio. Nora is chatting to the ducks. Okay. I went from what was like 70, almost 80 there yesterday to Denver. I flew to Denver first, and it was snowing in Denver. So that was, and I was wearing a summer dress. Hey, Spike. And so I was a little cold, and the ride from Denver, the airplane ride from Denver to Portland was very bumpy. So there was a lot of turbulence in the air. Hot and cloudy. Nora says, no, yes, that's what I was thinking. It was a little shock to the system to see snow on the ground. I think it was even surprising for people in Denver. So anyhow, so are we ready? Are we ready? We have a handful of shares here in our group already. And today we are talking about putting our needs first. Going to be cold in the UK tomorrow. Sue, right? You're heading back home to UK after great trip to Texas. So make sure you bring your coat on. Bring the coat in the airplane because it's going to get cold fast. I was freezing on the airplane the second half of the ride. So I know we're going to be catching up over the next few days. Hey, Chrisanne. Hey, friend. We missed you. Good to see you here. It rained in San Antonio today. Good. I'm sure that the city could use a little wash after all of us being in town. How are you doing, Chrisanne? But our topic today is so important for survivors of child abuse and trauma, right? It can feel very scary to put our needs before the needs of others. So many of us survive by becoming, super, super helpful, super, super good at taking care of everything and everybody else, right? Playing, right? Like for me, it was being a little Miss Perfect, making sure everybody was happy so they wouldn't focus on me or ask me what was really going on here. And I would get my needs met by being the person, the go-to person, by being the person who took care of everybody else. And sometimes maybe with an agenda, okay, if I do this for them, maybe they would, do something for me or be kind to me or something like that. But often it was also, I was secretly hoping it, but then also rejecting it, right? It's like we want love and support, but we also are afraid of it and reject it because what's the catch? If I do something, they do something for me, they're going to want something from me, right? So it's this huge, huge struggle for us. And many of us are very familiar with codependent behaviors, right? Codependency tends to show up in our relationships as survivors of trauma because we don't learn and we don't have good boundaries. We don't learn about asking for what we need. We don't even, in many cases, know what we need. We struggle with identifying those. Chrisanne, hanging in there, miss being with you this weekend. Yes, Chrisanne. Yes, my friend. We missed you too. But I know there will be another time. We are already talking about our next retreat. And we will be planning it way out there, and you will be with us. And you were with us, and that's it. When you're part of this group, in our heart of hearts, you belong, you are important, we see you, we hear you, and you are always, 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 always a part of this group, right? Whether you're online or not, or whether you're able to attend the things that we do in person or not, your heart and spirit is with us, always. Hey, Vincent, welcome, friend. And just to those on Periscope, again, apologies for only being in broadcast mode, only over here. I'm running the live chat over on YouTube. I cannot keep an eye on two chat streams at the same time. Just too many moving parts. So, hey, Sabrina in Texas. My daughter's name is Sabrina, and I just got back from Texas. That's why I'm catching that there. So welcome, welcome. So what I was saying here, it can feel scary. Hey, Donna, good to see you, friend. Donna's just here for a few minutes. Retreat was awesome. And thank you for all you do did to make it happen, life-changing. Oh, Donna, thank you, thank you, thank you for that. And my friend, you made it so special, my friend. Each and every person that was there contributed, in such a big way. So thank you so much for sharing that, and I'm glad you're here. So back to our topic today, right? It can feel scary to put our needs before the needs of others. We don't believe people will still love us or want us around and not hurt us unless we make sure they are happy and content at all times, right? But their needs are theirs to take care of, right? We need to trust other people to take care of themselves. But I know most of us know some people that have, become dependent on us almost, because this is what we've always done, is to provide and take care of them. And then all of a sudden when we stop, they may not always like it, right? But we are here to take care of ourselves as adults, right? We're not children anymore, and let other people take care of theirs, right? And your needs need to become your priority. Anyone who doesn't see it that way isn't a healthy presence in your life, and maybe should be a red flag to you as someone who will get in the way of your healing. We talk a little bit about that, right? As we change, sometimes the people around us, right, push back a little bit. And as our awareness about maybe we've been living our lives in many ways through the filter of coping, this was a coping strategy, something that you did just to survive your environment and, your family dynamics. But once you understand why you did this, or why this behavior or this habit, keeps showing up and is maybe a part of your relationships, then maybe you are looking for some strategies to stop. And not everybody is going to like that. But, right, it should be a red flag to you as someone, right, who might get in the way of your healing, because all relationships should be a two-way street, right? There should be a give and take on both sides. And healing is directly connected to taking care of you first. So I don't know about you, but in the beginning, when I started putting myself first, I felt really selfish, right? It felt really awkward, right? It's like I should be taking care of others. I should be cleaning. I should be tidying up the house. I should be tending to the kids, right? All the shoulds, right? Whew. So, because that is healing is directly connected to our ability and awareness of taking care of ourselves first, understanding our needs, and then our ability to take responsibility for those needs. And sometimes we need other people, and that's when we can, right, go ask for support. So let's see here, making sure you feel happy. It's your responsibility to make sure that you are loved and seen and cared for. Healing must always start at the source, and the source is you. You are the source of your healing, your health, your wellness, right? For many years, we're looking for something outside of us here. You heal me. You make me happy. You make me feel good. Yeah, it's nice to get validation and encouragement and support, but ultimately, it needs to come from the inside, right? That's when it sticks. When we integrated deeply, that we in our heart of hearts know, I know what I need, and I know how to take care of my needs. And if there's something that I need from other people, I value myself enough and I trust myself enough to go and ask other people for support, right? And not to give up until we find people that are willing and able to have those kind of relationships with us where they honor and respect you when you say, hey, sorry, I can't help you today. I can't do that for you. I need to tend to me first. And they'll say, hey, great. You take care of you, right? I hear you, Sue, right? Getting there. Yep. Yep. And it's interesting. I mean, as a parent, I mean, I think a lot of parents also kind of get lost in many ways in taking care of their kids in many ways, not always. And then when our kids are gone, it's just like, well, wait a minute, what do I do with myself now? So, but this is also what we teach our kids, right? Don't we want our kids to know, right, how to take care of themselves first instead of be running around taking care or focusing on other people? It's so important, so important. Hey, Karen. Hey, friend. How are you doing? Good to see you here. So our 2 questions today, and please would love to hear your comments or questions or feedback. How do you plan to put your needs first today? And how often did you try to make others happy today to keep the peace? Right? This is good information just to kind of look back on your day if your day has come to a close, or maybe tomorrow start with an intention. What can I do to make sure I'm going to take care of my needs first today? And I'm talking about, right, self-care, making sure you get, adequate exercise, that you're sleeping, right? Doing something that brings you joy, going out for a walk. Like I went and walked today. Having been doing quite a bit walking actually lately, but, just been moving very fast with travel and all that, right? So it was very good just to go out in nature today and to be mindful and walking and chatting and catching up with my family. And some of you saw my Instagram probably and Facebook story where I was sharing some of the beautiful trees and flowers that are blooming here in Portland right now. So those are the 2 questions today. How do you plan to put your needs first today? Thank you, Sue. She says, love the flowers. Yeah, I know some of you, my friends here, enjoy those flowers. I love it when I see them, when you guys post pictures from nature. So, and the second question, how often did you try to make others happy today to keep the peace, right? Something to keep in the back of your mind. What is driving what your self-care, right? Or are you still running around focusing way too much, taking so much of your time that you could be using to tending to your own needs, taking care of others? So let's see what our group members said here today. Wanda is traveling as we speak. She is flying back home from San Antonio, but she shared and said we could share this online here today. She says, I will be in the air when you're on YouTube, but I will watch the replay. All right. Thank you, Wanda. She says, I still struggle with putting my needs first. It's a very new concept for me. So I can't answer how I can do this today, but I can say I will be conscious of my needs more. Beautiful, Wanda. That's where it starts, right? That's where it starts. Just recognizing, this is something that I had not thought about, right? Okay, now that I'm thinking about it, let's take a look. Let's see where this is showing up in your life. We can't fix it or change it unless we become aware of it. So, and then she says, my purpose of putting others first has more to do with I am used to having less or going without, and I don't want others to know that pain of sadness. Oh, I hear you, friend. I hear you. Your big heart. You're leading with your big heart, right? I understand. I do understand. But what I've also learned, right, because that's often what drives so many of us. We are so giving and so generous, and we don't want people to hurt, right? But the truth is, we actually have more to give when we give ourselves first. And it feels it's a little bit counterintuitive in the beginning, but the more you do it and the more you reap the rewards, so to speak, like the stronger and better you feel in your own skin, in your own body, right? You've taken better care of you, then you're stronger, you have, more energy and more resources to give, because it multiplies when you are then giving or helping from the overflow. I think you guys catch my drift here. So thank you, Wanda. I can't wait to hear how that goes, but I know you are so generous, my friend. You are always thinking about other people, and it's beautiful to see. Beautiful to see. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Let's see here. Our friend Nora. Thank you so much, Nora. Shout out here, Nora, for all the hard work, for helping with making this retreat happen this weekend. This would not have happened without Nora. No way, Jose. So grateful for all the moving parts, all the stuff that was happening behind the scene that Nora took care of for us. Just so much effort that you put into it. And I know you did it from your heart, and you are not begrudgingly doing it or anything like that, but we are so grateful, my friend. So Nora says, putting my needs and me last is always a problem for me. That's one of the things I can easily do and what I'm supposed to do in my job. And that's why I can do it so well. It does get burdensome, and at times I get so angry when people tend to demand so much from me, and I have little or no time left for myself. I hear you. She goes on to say, but I have realized she's not listening. Okay. Maybe she'll catch the replay. Thank you, Sue. She goes on to say, but I have realized that I allow them to place that burden on me because I don't say no and disregard myself by not putting myself first. This I know is going to be difficult for me since the field I work in is all about service for others. It will be a difficult challenge, but something I will choose to do in order to live the life I would prefer to live. Exactly. I hear you, Nora. I hear you, my friend, right? And I think we live in a culture where this is expected. Like, we are expected to be kind and generous and just give and give and give and take care of everybody, right? But it doesn't work. It's like, it hurts us in the long run, right? We have to take care of ourselves first so we can really be there for others. And just like Nora says, right, people start taking advantage of you. I have been in those situations too, where I was, eager to help or to support, right? But then, wait a minute, it was just like people were asking more and more and more. And then even if I couldn't for some reason, right, something happened, then it's like they would almost be pissed off about it. And I was like, well, wait a minute, right? But then the responsibility then comes back to us and to say, hey, I'm willing to do this, but I cannot do that. I can do this, but I cannot do that. Or I'm not available here, but I'm available there, right? And yes, sometimes we have to retrain people because they become used to us just saying yes and doing a lot of the things that maybe sometimes people should be doing for themselves. But I understand, Nora, when you're in the field of service, it's even, I think, more important, especially around self-care, that we learn to take care of ourselves, or people will just burn out, right? And we don't want that to happen. Right? So thank you for sharing that, Nora. I really appreciate that. But I'm glad you're thinking about it, right? Like Wanda said, just it starts with awareness. And when we become aware, we can take a look at, okay, this worked in the past, but I think I'm going to change this moving forward. I'm going to practice saying no, or be more selective of the things that I'm doing for other people, and recognizing, wait, is this something people can do for themselves, right? And if you're raising kids as moms or as parents, sometimes I think we do way more for our kids than they could be doing for themselves. So, but it doesn't mean that we won't step in and do them every now and then. But sometimes, right, it builds self-esteem when we do things for ourselves when we're young and growing up. So thank you. And here is Sue. Sue says, I think I am better at putting my needs first than I used to be, though living alone makes it easier, as does being away from home at the present. One of the things I'll do today is to take time to check in with my inner child and to catch up with my journal. I need to make that a priority, even though there are other fun things around to do. And I also want to be aware of being open to receive love as well as giving it. That's beautiful, Sue. I love it, right? Checking in with your inner child, because really that should be our number one priority. Taking care of our bodies and our wounded, inner selves, because that's often the acting out or the hurt in our lives. Where that's coming from is from inside of us. So tending to that, showing up with that, exactly. And you have good. Excellent, Sue. I'm so happy to hear that, right? Because when we give love to ourselves first, we take care of ourselves, then we have more to give. Then we have more to share. Beautiful. Excellent. Thank you for sharing that, Sue. Thank you. Appreciate that. Let's see here. Chris Ann shares with us. She says, I have had several conversations with myself over the past few days about this very thing. Feeling like I have to do things because others expect them. Feeling that if I don't live up to others' expectations, wants, and needs, then I am bad and I'm doing something wrong. Who can identify with this one? Anybody? Right? If I don't live up to others' expectations, wants, and needs, then we are bad and we're doing something wrong and we are going to be in trouble and they're going to find out we're bad people, right? It just kind of goes on and on and on, doesn't it, right? But again, right, we may be set up for this expectation a while back. We've been going above and beyond to take care of other people, doing, wanting people to be happy, making sure everybody is taken care of and tended for, so, and then it becomes an expectation. So it's kind of a catch, because then when we say, hey, I can't do this anymore, then they might be upset. They might not be happy that we stop, right? So it sometimes is a little bit of a, right? It's risky when we're all of a sudden, wait, I can't keep doing that anymore. People may not like it, but I need to tend to me first. She goes on to say, I woke up this morning and just couldn't go be the boss, the caregiver, the friend, the listener, the teacher. I got someone to cover for me and I stayed home. Good for you, my friend. Good for you, Chrisanne. You do so much and you give so much from your heart, my friend. She says, that was a big deal for me. It's my goal to continue on this path of doing what I need. I will always be a caretaker, friend, sister, mother, grandmother, and most likely their needs will be very close on the ladder next to mine. But I must continue to take care of me first. Then I will have what I need and want to take care of and give to others. Beautiful. Awesome, Chrisanne. I am so proud of you, my friend, right? I'm giving you a high five. That's a milestone when we really recognize that. So good for you. Hey, Lori. Hey, friend. No problem. We're glad you're here. We missed you, my friend, this weekend. You were with us in spirit for sure. So glad you're here. So glad you're here. Yeah, Sue is undercover today. She's logged in as Nora because she's still in San Antonio visiting. Yes, I know. We missed you too. We missed you too. So I don't see LD's permission to share, so I'm skipping hers, but looks like she had some good self-care time today. I love seeing that, LD. And Vicky shares with us. She says, today I haven't been able to put me first. Drove mom for a medical block procedure today and she had to be put to sleep. Before today, I've been staying with my daughter and being mom helped her clean her house. Maybe, yes. Maybe when I get back home, I'll be more able to think of me and my needs more, but up here it's harder. I try harder to please though up here. I just feel at any moment they could push me away like they have before. So I try harder to please them, which is totally not for me, which leads to the other question. I fear losing them. I do. So I keep my mouth shut more, but I've kind of not been myself since my grandma passed. I'm so sorry, Vicky. I know it's been hard, my friend. You've been going through a lot. So my heart is with you. I'm sending you lots and lots of love. Yes, lots of hugs, lots of hugs. She says, getting to see my granddaughter helped a lot. Filled my heart with that love that I've missed. I'm very grateful. Hopefully I get to again. Also, she says, there's some exciting news here. She says, my oldest is being induced on Monday, so my grandson will be here. That's beautiful. Another grandbaby coming into the world, Vicky. That is beautiful. So happy to hear that. Keep us posted. How exciting. How exciting. So lots of wisdom here, my friends, right? And I think this is an important question for us to ask. You know, be very intentional about our day and about our week and about our months and about our years in our lives, right? Whose business are we tending to? Whose life are we tending to? What bodies are we taking care of? And whose needs are we putting first? So many of us were caught up in, because we didn't get our needs met as children. We didn't see what that, back and forth, that healthy exchange looked like, that someone would come and check in on us as children and that we could go to our caregivers and express our needs and our hurt or sadness or even joy, right? Nor did many of us see look for or see healthy role models growing up of people that practiced good self-care, had good boundaries, and were good about taking care of their needs. And from that, we could see that those people were happier and healthier and had better relationships, right? And had more to give, were perhaps more generous and kinder, right? Because when we have more to give out of the overflow, I think it feels more genuine. So I think this is such an important question for us to ongoingly be consider, like, how do you plan to put your needs first today? And this was hard for me for a long time, right? Knowing that, my well-being, I equated to making sure the house was clean, making sure the kids were clean, making sure the kids were fed, right? Everybody had to go and be some places, and I was just running from one thing to the next, throwing food in my mouth, in and out of the shower, in and out of the car, right? Rushing to my meeting and appointments. So it's like, well, wait a minute. Very little thought would go into, well, what do I really need today? So be intentional. Just if you have, and give yourself a minute in the morning with a little bit of self-compassion as you open your eyes, even before you put your feet on the floor to get out of bed. I try to catch myself, right? I hear you. I hear you, Lori. She says, I always feel guilty putting my needs first. I hear you. But what I've discovered, and I think some of you may have already discovered this too, is that I actually was way more productive and I got more stuff done, or more, like everything became more meaningful when I started to put myself first. You can't type because you're walking. All right, Sue, please stay safe. Don't want you to walk into the river. But that's what I found once I was very intentional about, yes, this is, my job or the things that I have to tend to for my work or for my life. But somewhere in there, I still have to check in, what do I need? And just leading with that, like I said, in the morning, if you just take a minute to do, I love doing my meditation first thing in the morning, just to reflect, okay, what's on my agenda for today? What are my client meetings, or what are my groups? What emails do I need to respond, or groceries that need to be, gotten, or today's a workout day. When am I gonna go for a walk or do yoga? And just even the thought, just the thinking of tending to my needs is a part of self-care, is a form of self-care. Just that self-reflection is kind of like mindfulness. So you're just putting down intention for the day, and our bodies and our minds do better when we know what to expect, when we know what comes next. Yes, exactly, Chrisanne, right? Because in the beginning, we're like, I'm not buying it, right? That we think it's gonna take away from us being able to get stuff done. But exactly, that was kind of the interesting part for me, that I actually was more productive, and I had more clarity about getting stuff done, more energy. I was calmer, and would go straight to work instead of running around taking care of way too many things, instead of like, no, this is it. This is what I'm doing today. Everything else can wait until tomorrow. Because for some of us, running around taking care of people is a way to stay distracted. It's a way to stay disconnected. It's a way to stay out of our bodies. It's a way to stay up in our heads, right? And if we take that too far, it can be kind of what's the drama trauma around us, right? We are way too much in other people's business instead of just tending to our own business. So that's something that's been very important to me. It's like, I don't need any more drama trauma or trauma rama in my life. I'm just going to attend to my business, my world, my life. And if I do that first, then I can be a supporting player in other people's lives that needing support, but no drama. I pull myself out of drama. Yep. You're having a little aha moment, Lori. Chris Ann is saying, yes, yes, yes. Yes, it is. It is. We are all good at seeing other people's problems and seeing other people's faults or where they could be doing a little better, right? I wonder if they thought about this, or I'll tell them what to do, or I'll fix that for them. But when it comes to looking at ourselves, right? Isn't that a saying somewhere? We can see it in our neighbor's yard, but we don't see the weed growing in our own. So, yep. Self-reflection, tending to ourselves is always a good strategy. Any other thoughts and comments, my friends? I drew a card for us today, and of course, it's perfect. Perfect. Are you ready? Today, one day she woke up and decided to love herself more than she ever thought possible. How perfect is that, right? That's your job. Love yourself. I love these cards. They're always right on. Right on. It's a good one. Tall order, but aiming high. There you go, Donna. We all got to start somewhere, right? Right? Because we all start with wherever we are at. Yep. That's it, my friends. You are so funny, Donna. You are so funny, my friend. And that's the thing. I'm just reading this here. Decided to love herself more than she ever thought possible. Right. When I started learning to love myself, I didn't know what was possible. I didn't know that this was allowed, right? It felt very selfish and, oh my God, what are people going to think if I'm just taking care of myself in these ways? Oh my God, I'm just spoiled. Nope. And that's also like the part of our authentic selves. It's like you identifying what makes your heart sing, right? What makes you feel loved? What makes you feel nurtured? Because what works for one or makes you feel taken care of doesn't necessarily work for everybody else. So it's part of you deciding what works for you, right? So love it. So that's it. That's it. That's our assignment for today. Little more love. Love ourselves a little more and more than we ever thought possible. And like we talked about this weekend a lot. It's like, how do we embody something that we don't know what it looks like? We don't know what it feels like, especially from the inside out. And I often talk about, right, self-care, taking time and energy to take care of yourself, which doesn't seem like is loving or nurturing or supportive. But taking care, tending to our bodies, tending to our health and wellness is the path to self-love. Self-care becomes self-kindness, becomes, right, self-respect, and then self-compassion, and then self-love, right? It's a progress. We do a little more, and then we're like, wait a minute, of course I'm gonna do this. Of course I'm gonna take care of this body. It's been through so much, and I appreciate, so grateful I have this body to live this life, to feel this great love, right? To give these and receive these beautiful hugs from my friends. So it's important that I recognize what my body needs, what my emotional needs are, what my mental needs are, what my social needs are, what my physical needs are. So that's our task. I know, feels like a full-time job sometimes. Until it becomes another habit, until it becomes part of our subconscious and it's just part of who we are. But because we didn't learn it growing up and we didn't see people doing it out here and model that to us in a healthy, supporting way, it can feel a little clunky and hard in the beginning. But we got this. We got this, right? All right, my friends, that's it for us today. Thank you so much for being here. I hope you are all recovering from our trip. And love you all, lots and lots. Thank you, Donna, sending that love right back to you. Thank you. And if you were here and enjoyed our conversation, please give me the YouTube thumbs up on the video. And if you have any inspiration or ha-ha moments that you'd like to share with others, you can add that in the comment sections. Thank you, Sue. Have a great trip home. Hey, Ricky, I'm so good to see you here. I was going to see my dad after work today. It's a 45-minute drive, but I feel tired, so taking time for self-care today. Awesome, Ricky. I am so happy to hear that. Good for you, my friend. Thank you, Lori. Love you too, as always, and so great to be here with you all. And we will be back here on Thursday, my friends. We will be back here on Thursday. And until then, please be gentle with yourselves. Do a little bit of self-care, right? Take a little, maybe extra time to notice in the morning, what is it that I need? What would bring me joy? What would bring me a little calm and peace today? Just start with baby steps. Baby steps. Focus more on you than just tending to what everybody else needs. You are worth it. And remember, you already have everything that you need to heal and restore. And if you're looking for a community for love and support, we are here for you. We would love to have you. So please stay connected. And you can find me also on Facebook and Instagram, or send me a private message if you'd like to learn more about our private group. So thanks again, friends. Thank you for sharing so beautifully from your hearts. We have no idea, you have no idea how many people you are helping with sharing your journey and your hearts. We are all together here making the world a better place. I know we are. I know we are. So thanks, friends. I'll see you again. See you back here on Thursday, 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 7 p.m. Eastern. That's it. Thumbs up. Have a good night, everyone. Night, night.